Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to Meanwhile in World of Tanks, where you know the ridiculous is going to happen. I'm playing in my Tier 7 British medium tank, the Comet, and I am on mines. Now, what do I like to do on mines? Well, I like to press for the hill at the start in pretty much all of my medium tanks. But there are a lot of contenders on the enemy team who are likely to get there as well, especially the FCM50T and a lot of those auto-loading light tanks. Wow, that one looked like it went straight underneath his tracks, unfortunately unable to hit the T-71, and they turn their attention immediately to me, ignoring the fact that there's an MT-25 up on the hill shooting them in the side. I take a lot of hits very quickly from that dastardly T-71 and the AMX 1375, and we have to pull back when we see the FCM-50T also pushing for the hill. Fortunately, I go forward, and I take a shot right in the side of the turret. What a disastrous start to this game. Complete misplays by me, and if that was not bad enough, there are two very big artillery on the enemy team who just reduced that IS-3's health by over half with a single shot. And so I decide to pull back. Right now, I cannot afford to get hit by the artillery, and you are completely in the open. All the way along here, you're going to be shot from artillery's favorite positions, which are down here behind this rock, and over here behind this rock as well. So you've got to consider that unless you get maybe this rock in the way and you dig in very tightly here, that's not an option with the Comet for the enemies who would be attacking around this corner. You've got to try and use these rocks here to be able to evade fire. This is really one of the only safe artillery places when they spawn towards the north, unless you want to go all the way around the hill over here. But let's not worry about that now. What am I doing here? Looks like I'm trying to reverse my way up the slope. Well, that's not actually what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to proxy spot the light tanks up on the hill. If you push yourself into this corner, you can actually do a fairly effective job of getting some proxy spotting of all the people who are up on the hill. You can spot pretty much in a circle like this, stopping them from using these bushes. It's very annoying when it happens to me. I always get frustrated going, "Grr, what are you doing using those spotting mechanics?" But it's very important to do to proxy spot these bushes to prevent the enemy light tanks and medium tanks for spotting your artillery. Now we put a couple of shots there into the T-34-85. Only one of them managed to penetrate his tank, and an IS-3 just shuts down another T-34-85 on our team. Now I pull back further. I have to try and get a ridge line between myself and my opponent. And right now I thought this game, oh, what a disaster. I've played pretty badly, losing so much of my health early on. Now the enemies are surrounding us. They've got decent artillery. Oh, gosh. Well, it's just going to be one of those days, right, guys? However, up comes T-34-85. Takes another shot into the side of his turret. And while the ribbons don't pop up in replays, if you were watching the live stream when this happened, you'll see the ribbon pops up, and that was strike 1 for that guy's Amarak. Let's see if we can make it strike 2 for his Amarak. Oh yes, just blew his head clean off. 412 damage into the T-34-85 there. So I'm going to continue to proxy spot. Fair enough, we're down by 5 tanks, but there's still a chance that we can win this, right? Well, maybe a little bit hopeful. Lots of very dangerous players left on the enemy team, and that Borsig has yet to be spotted. So the M4A3E2 is getting some vision on this T-32, and I'm just wondering how long it is before an artillery takes a big dump on him. I try to push forwards to see if I can harass a little bit, and then I fall back and try and take some shots at a Hellcat, but Mr. T-32 is getting his big American turret in the way. We put one into the Hellcat, but it fails to penetrate. Put our second in, it doesn't work. And oh god, an AMX 1375 decided to drop down the hill behind me and go hero mode. Good job, Mr. 1375. I hope that was totally worth it. And funnily enough, in the chat, Mr. 1375 does say, totally worth it. Well, I guess he knew me and wanted to take me out and assassinate me. So, I'm down in this game. But what is this? This is a Tier 8 Japanese heavy tank. That FCM-50T got a little overconfident there. At that point, they were 6 tanks ahead on the enemy team, and this Oho just picked up his first kill. Now that Borsig that we were talking about earlier is a rather decent player, gets spotted, and decides to YOLO down behind the Oho, bouncing off the thick Japanese armor. The OO wiggles his bum at the Borsig, doing 70 damage just with a little bit of a grind. The Borsig finally puts in a shot. But the Oho returns fire, doing 322 damage to him. Come on, Oho, you've got to deal with that. Oh, another very big shot from that Tier 8 German tank destroyer. Puts the Oho down to within a one-shot for the Borsig's 490 alpha damage range. Luckily, the Borsig aims at the lower plate, but the Oho misses the Borsig, rushes towards him, and crush! Grinds him up the mountain, killing him. Now a T-71 decides that he's going to do the same thing as a 1375, drops down behind the Oho and gets smashed by the artillery. Just what is going on? How many tanks are going to try and step up and take out this Japanese behemoth? He shuts down the T-37. But now an E-25, a Tier 7 German premium tank destroyer appears and tries to get into a position where he can stay underneath the Oho's gun. However, he completely messes it up and decides to ram himself into the Oho. What was he thinking? Oh my word, this Oho is on a rampage. The enemies are literally throwing himself at them. Throwing themselves at him even, as he puts another one into the VK302D and reverses his way. I can only imagine how much of a brutal situation this must have been for the VK302D. Just getting humiliated here by this absolute gargantuan, ugly vehicle that is the Oho. Hew. As he finishes him down, it looks like a shell came in to the side and just whizzed past the Oho's turret there. Oh, was it still worth it, Mr. 1375? Maybe if a player of these two caliber was still in the game, they could have outplayed the Oho together. I don't think it was totally worth it, guys. Just what did we see here? Well, we saw a bum rush. Well, at least they tried to rush the Oho. Didn't quite work out for them with their 6 kills. We were 6 tanks behind, and this Oho with his mountain protecting himself from the artillery just took them all down. An absolute ridiculous game. And now I wanted to see the Oho get his top gun. But we have a new contender. DJ George 82 in his Tier 7 Soviet heavy tank, and unfortunately, looks like DJ George is still playing with a stock vehicle. Now the Oho is trying to battle off a Nashorn on the enemy team, who snuck around him, bounces off his armor. Can the artillery pull off the shot? No, the artillery can't. Can DJ George 82 manage to finish off the Nashorn? No, he can't. I can only imagine DJ George 82. It's just one of the best names I've ever seen. Oh my word, absolutely fantastic stuff. I wonder if he is really a DJ in real life. Maybe he's DJing right now while playing World of Tanks. But I digress. Congratulations to the Oho, who picks up his 6th kill, getting us right back in this game. And now, DJ George 82 only has to deal with an artillery piece and an M4 A3E2. Luckily, looks like the artillery was a bit unfortunate there. And DJ George 82 finishes him off. Great job there. But what's that? A Tier 6 American medium tank behind you, DJ George. What's that? He finally finds the M4E A3E2, who he misses, slides down the slope. Can his 85mm gun on this Tier 7 Soviet behemoth find the target? Yes, he can! Oh my word, it actually looks like he was using the 100mm there, as he did 232 damage to the target. When I was watching this live, I was laughing my ass off as he failed to notice that Sherman behind him. It was a bit of a ground control to DJ George 82 kind of moment. Oh, this game was fantastic, and I really don't even mind that I had a terrible game in my Comet. And I'd like to give a massive thank you to Vova777 for some strong and resilient plays in his top-tier Japanese heavy tank, that Oho. And of course to the one and only DJ George 82 for 4 kills and showing me how to play a Tier 7 tank in this matchup. There were just so many ridiculous moments in this replay, from blowing the head clean off a moving T-3485 to this totally worth it YOLO assassination of me by the 1375, who basically threw away his entire tank. leaving our Oho to go on to have some ridiculous moments. I thoroughly enjoyed him crushing this Borsig to death by pushing him up a slope. To this E25 panicking for some reason and deciding to ram a tank that weighs about 100 tons more than his vehicle. And of course, DJ George, who gives absolutely no monkeys about being shot by tier 6 American medium tanks from behind. What a fantastic round this was. So let's just take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So an absolute horror round by me in my Comet, but DJ George 82 picked up 2,300 damage, and that's quite likely to be an ace tanker in the IS, I should think, for his 4 kills. Great job, buddy. And Volva 777 in his Oh-Ho just feasted on a huge amount of the enemy team, picking up a plethora of medals, and 1,413 base experience and a Top Gun. Awesome work. Thanks for carrying me in that game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like down below. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to see some more Meanwhile in World of Tanks action, then simply click through up here and you can go through to Simpson21, showing you what the Pigpen on Kharkov is all about. And let me know in the comments down below what you think the funniest tank in the game is. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.